I think everyone listening to this is in the same boat as you and I are, where at the end of the day, it's pipeline. Like we want to do fun marketing stuff. We want to listen to our customers. We want to go out on a ledge, but we don't always get the luxury of doing it because pipeline comes first. But how do you, like, what's your approach to finding that? It sounds like you guys have tons of data. You yourself are great at measuring the data. How do you balance that with wanting to introduce like provocative and compelling stories and messages to the marketplace?
So I have a great example, and usually it's sort of two ways that I really do think about protecting me and my team, because, very often that is what it comes down to. And the first is sort of like a law and order approach. No matter what happens with this campaign, can I defend why I ran it and why it seemed like a good idea? And an example that really comes to mind is this past Q1, we ran a campaign called Metrics and Martinis. I mean, first of all, that name alone, how could...
I'm in. Sign me up.
And the concept of it was that we sell to communications, and no one went into comms to get measured or be held to numbers. But similar to marketers, CFOs are coming saying, you spent all this money, where is it going? There's a lot of anxiety around this topic. So we thought, let's do this fun series, like 4 fireside chats about how comms can become, friends, not foes with your numbers. And to show them that this wasn't going to be like your average, boring webinar. And also just because, numbers can be a scary topic and everything is better, with a drink. We were going to send them a themed martini. So there was one week that was like, wake up and smell the metrics. And it was an espresso themed martini. It was a flop. I was shocked. I could not believe that that there was just no demand. We're like, we're going to send you 4 free martini kits. You're going to learn something helpful. You're going to have fun. But it didn't. However, why it was okay for us was, one, everyone thought that this was going to be effective. Everyone internally knew that this should work. Everyone knew this was a good channel. So while it was at least head scratching, it wasn't like, why did you go off on this wild clip? But the other was that we started small. Sure, we lost, some, a person's, man hours, and sure, $1,000 on martinis. But like in marketing, those are rounding errors. Yeah. And we were able to pivot quickly. So I think a lot of it is, before going full throttle into something, one, making sure you can defend it no matter what happens. And then 2, if you can test it on a smaller scale, that's ideal. However, I know that's not always possible. It's one of the reasons why field marketing terrifies me. But that's, you just have to have a strong stomach and a strong spine for that. I come from field marketing, so I fully appreciate it. But yeah, that is one area where I will acknowledge. You can go small and get certain results, or go big, and you're just never really going to know. So it's just very important that, the company has a good understanding of that type of thing.